Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode. How are you getting? After my host, Louis Rossman, and today we're going to be talking about who you should actually fear when it comes to your personal data being breached when it comes to your car. Is it the independent mechanic down the block that you want to have fix your brakes, or is it the dealer and the automaker? In my opinion, it is the automaker, and factually, that's who's more likely to actually do this. Whether it's General Motors deciding they are going to sell your data to data brokers that then sell it to insurance companies and use it as justification to raise your rates, or we're talking about companies that just have data breaches. This is another one that just got announced a few days ago. Customers of Renault and Dacia in the United Kingdom have been notified that sensitive information they share with the car maker was compromised following a data breach of a third-party provider. Now, why is this something that I care about? Why is it something that I focus on? Because in the United States right now, we have this shit showing up everywhere. Your car isn't just a vehicle, it's a rolling network. This video is brought to you by uBlock Origin. This video is sponsored by uBlock Origin. This video is sponsored by uBlock. There you go. Zuckerberg says no, uBlock says yes. All right. Rev up America. Your car isn't just a vehicle. It's a rolling network packed with data. Don't hand your Kia car keys to China. Stop the Risky Repair Act. More options, less safety. They have trucks that are going up all over Washington, D.C., and I'll have it playing on the side as I'm doing this video. And people are sending me pictures of these every single day. All over the place, you see automakers paying to have ads put up that make people fear the idea of an independent mechanic working on their vehicle. They're asking for access to sensitive data. And what I would ask is what many of you ask in my audience. When you read this and you go, your car isn't just a vehicle, it's a rolling network packed with data. Well, who made that happen? And more importantly, who continuously is the one that's getting in trouble? Your independent mechanic is scribbling your name after you call on a Post-it note that then gets thrown away into a garbage along with 3 pounds of rotten pizza. You're fine. Your independent mechanic is not the one that's leaking your data and getting it put out everywhere where it can get fucked with and used to hack or steal your identity. That's not the problem. The problem are the automakers. And to be clear, I am not saying that I have perfect 110% operational security in every single area where I've handled a customer's data. I seek to, and I strive to. I'm not perfect, and I don't expect anybody to be perfect. Don't put trucks up all over the capital of the country, implying that if independent mechanics get access to this, that the keys are being handed over to China. The world is going to be less safe. That people are going to get sexually assaulted in parking lots. Because they actually did that 5 years ago. The ad is archived on this channel. I'll put a link down below. Racism, redlining, rape. They threw all of that into just one thing. Like they really just threw the kitchen sink at this to try to get people to fear independent mechanics being able to work on your vehicle. If an independent mechanic can't fix your car, you have to go to the dealer. When you go to the dealer, you're going to pay more than you do when you go to an independent. If you want to go to a dealer, I respect that. I understand that there are varying degrees of quality, professionalism, and price when it comes to dealers and independent mechanics. But that should be your choice, not theirs. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you going to fall for this? Do you know anybody who falls for stuff like this? And are you willing to email and call your congressperson to tell them why you think that all of this is complete and utter bullshit? Shout out to Matt H., who emailed his congressperson. He sent me an email asking for a proofread, and I really appreciate that, prior to sending out his email. And I gave him some thoughts and ideas. We made it much shorter. We got the main points out first, and he told me they left a voicemail. This is from his congressman. The Repair Act is being introduced, and yeah, this is awesome. So I'd love to see more people do that. A lot of people who watch this channel agree with the things that I say, but I would like to try and start converting those people who agree with the things that I say into direct action that will actually lead to a different world. That starts with you. Lastly, it's going to be something completely unrelated to the topic of the video, so feel free at this point to add this sponsor block or just end the video, because this is essentially an ad. We're doing an event on October 18th. It is going to be staffed by volunteers and technically savvy people that want to help people get away from Windows. So Windows is ending support for Windows 10 in the next month. What this means by ending support is they're not going to be releasing security updates anymore. That means that if some hacker out there figures out a way to break into Windows, that it's not going to get fixed, which means that people who are using Windows 10 are going to be susceptible to getting hacked, which is horrible because a lot of people still use Windows 10. Because Windows 11 is a complete pile of garbage, a lot of people have not I was about to say upgrade, but no. They have not migrated to Windows 11 because Windows 11, in addition to just being a giant thing of spyware, it's just a steaming sack of shit as an operating system. It works horribly. So if you know people that are not really fully technically savvy, or they've heard people say maybe you should try switching to Linux, but they just don't feel comfortable taking that leap on their own, they're welcome to come by and we will help them to install Linux on their computer. We will help them find alternatives to the programs that they're using. We'll help just kind of walk them through the different desktop environments, how things work, setting up an encryption password, walk them through and answer any of their basic questions that you may have if you're not fully technically savvy. All we ask is that you back up your data before you show up, because if we are going to be reinstalling your computer, that means that we are going to be erasing everything that's on your computer. So you need to be ready for that. So back up all your stuff. But if you know people who are just kind of curious about this, who just may want to try out Linux on a computer before they use it on their own, we're going to have some computers set up so that people can try out Linux Mint, see what things look like before they install it on their own computer, and just get a feel for it. And we want people to feel like they are not stuck with the choice of I'm going to either I'm going to have a very, very insecure computer because I'm running Windows 10 without patches, or B, I have to use an operating system that's spyware that requires to buy a new computer. Many of you that have computers that are not eligible for Windows 11 have computers that could record and capture 4K video. They're fine. They're not computers that should be going into a dumpster at all. They're totally fine. And Microsoft's new operating system makes them junk, but that's only if you stay within the Microsoft ecosystem. So if you'd like to come by, we're going to have people here that are going to be friendly and happy and excited to help you. This does not cost any money. We do not expect anybody to pay money, and I will not accept your money if you try to give it to me. This is just a way for us to try and get people to realize that there are things out there other than Windows in a friendly environment. People are not going to be staring at you and saying, why are you not using Arch or Gentoo? People are not going to be bitching at you because you're using like a flat pack instead of a compiled or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what the flavor of open source elitism is at this point, but none of that bullshit. It's just going to be kind and friendly people that want to expose you to something new. And if you want to take that leap into trying something new that is more respecting of your freedom and above all more respecting of your perfectly fine hardware, we urge you to come by. This is free. Thank you very much. And as always, I hope you learned something. I hope to see you Saturday, October 18th, between 1 and 3 p.m.